Growing up, New Year's was never a big holiday for me. My family never really hosted a party or anything, so my New Year's Eve tended to be just me watching TV until the clock struck midnight, and then it was off to bed. This continued well into high school. By that point, I was tired of doing nothing on New Year's, but I didn't really have many friends, so there wasn't a whole lot of options. It was my senior year of high school when I finally got invited to a New Year's Eve party. The invite came from Jake, one of my teammates on the track team. We talked a lot during practice and stuff, but had never really hung out outside of school, which is why I was surprised when he texted me the invite. I tried playing it cool, even though I was really excited to finally be going to something on New Year's. He told me that it was going to be a house party with lots of kids from our school and a few out-of-towners. I replied, saying it sounded good and I'd see him in a few days. New Year's Eve came and Jake picked me up around 9 p.m. There were a few other guys in the car that I recognized but had never actually talked to. We just made small talk on the way to the party, and one of the guys asked me if I was going to try to find a girl at this party to kiss at midnight. And I jokingly said, we'll see what happens. We eventually arrived to our destination. The first thing that I noticed was the party was quite large, with a ton of cars parked in the driveway and along the street. I had always been an introvert, so being around a ton of people was not really my thing. But I just kept reminding myself that this was way better than just sitting at home and doing nothing. At first, I was pretty uncomfortable being around a huge crowd, but I eventually calmed my nerves and started having some fun. I was dancing along to music with everyone when I noticed this girl looking at me. Jake eventually noticed it too. "Hey man, that girl keeps looking at you. You should go talk to her," he said. I don't know, man. She might have been looking at someone else," I said. "Dude, she was definitely looking at you. Just go talk to her. What do you got to lose?" Jake said. "Fine, I will." I started to head over to her, but realized that she wasn't there anymore. I turned back towards Jake. "Hey man, that girl's gone. Did you see where she went?" I asked. "No, sorry. I'm sure she'll be back. Probably just went to the bathroom or something," he said. I decided to go grab a drink while I waited for her to come back. 20 minutes passed and no sign of her. Slightly disappointed, I headed to another room to get away from all the loudness. I checked my phone. It was almost 11. Looks like I won't be getting that New Year's kiss. I laughed to myself. I was just about to head back to the party when I noticed someone else had entered the room. I looked up from my phone and I was surprised to see the girl who I thought was looking at me earlier. "What are you doing in here all by yourself?" she asked. "Just needed to get away from all that craziness for a bit," I said. "Yeah, I totally understand. Big parties aren't really my thing." "So, did you come here by yourself?" she asked. "No, I came with a friend from school." "Oh, cool. I came here with my friend and her boyfriend, but they're off doing their own thing. My name's Amanda, by the way," she said. For the next 15 minutes, we talked. She told me that she was from a town an hour away, which is why I'd never seen her around. Eventually, she wanted to dance, and I said yes. When we started dancing, I checked the time. 11:20. Things continued as normal until about 10 minutes till midnight. when I noticed Amanda started to act a little nervous. "Are you okay?" I asked. "Yeah, I'm fine," she replied. But clearly she wasn't. Roughly the next 6 minutes, she kept checking her phone for the time and had a nervous look on her face. "If you're worried about the time, I'm sure everyone here will do a countdown at midnight," I said. "I know, but it has to be exact," she said. "What do you mean?" "Never mind. Forget I said anything." I checked my phone. 2 minutes to midnight. At this point, Amanda couldn't even focus. She was looking everywhere but me. The countdown started. People were shouting all around me, but all I could focus on was Amanda. She looked terrified. "Hey, are you sure you're all right? If you don't want to be here anymore, I won't get offended," I said. I could hear the countdown reach 10. Amanda was now staring intently at the clock on her phone. At the point, the place was crazy. The next thing that happened was kind of a blur. As soon as the alarm on my phone went off, signaling midnight, Amanda went up on me and kissed me. It happened in an instant, and then she started to leave. I moved toward her to say goodbye when I noticed that she was crying. "Amanda, are you all right?" I asked. "I'm sorry," she said with tears in her eyes. "I didn't want to die." And then she ran through the crowd of people and I lost sight of her. At the time, I couldn't even comprehend what had just happened. I tried looking for her outside, but she was gone. I eventually met up with Jake and got ready to go home. He asked me how my night went, and I just said it was fun, but I didn't mention Amanda. The whole situation was freaking me out. That terrified look on her face and what she said. What the hell was she talking about? Did she think I was going to hurt her or something? And if she did, why would she kiss me? A few weeks went by, and I just tried to forget all about that whole situation. I realized I forgot to ask her for her number at the party, so I couldn't even get an explanation from her. I just wanted to know if she was okay. I tried asking around to see if anyone knew her, but nobody did. Months went by, and I was eventually able to move on. I started college in the fall, and life was pretty normal. Then, 1 month until New Year's Eve, I got a text from an unknown number. It was Amanda. She wanted to meet up with me and talk. I was so surprised, but I agreed. We met up on campus. I had a range of emotions when I first saw her. I was excited to see her, but also angry thinking about the way she just left me to worry without an explanation. "Hey," she said. "Listen, I'm sorry about leaving you at the party the way I did. I just felt so guilty about what I did to you." "What do you mean? And why did you take so long to reach out to me? I was really worried about you for a long time after," I told her. "I'm sorry, but I couldn't think of a way to explain it in a way that you'd believe," she said. "Just tell me." She paused. "You've had a curse placed on you." I immediately started laughing. "I'm sorry, but that's your explanation? You're right, I don't believe you." "I figured you wouldn't. I didn't either when I was first told. This curse, It only takes effect on New Year's Eve at midnight. Exactly. The person who carries the curse must kiss someone at exactly midnight on New Year's Eve, or else they'll die. At this point, I was more amused than anything. Go on, I said. Whoever kisses the cursed person at midnight has a curse passed on to them. The only way to get rid of it is to kiss someone else at exactly midnight on New Year's Eve, she said. What if I decide not to go out? Is a random person going to show up at my house and kill me? As long as you're inside your house at midnight, you're safe. I don't know why, but it's some type of demon. It can't enter your house. It can only kill you if you're away from your house at midnight and haven't kissed someone. A demon that shows up to kill you if you haven't kissed someone at midnight? At this point, I was beginning to think Amanda was legitimately insane. I know you think I'm crazy, but trust me on this. If you leave your house on New Year's Eve, you have to kiss someone at midnight. Please, I don't want something to happen to you, she pleaded. I wanted to take this whole thing as a huge practical joke, but that look on Amanda's face, it was the same one that she had at the night of the party. She looked terrified, and it scared the hell out of me. New Year's Eve night. It arrived and Amanda's story was in the back of my mind. I wasn't going to leave my house anyway because I didn't really have any plans, but I was still a little freaked out. Nothing unusual was happening. I was watching New Year's Eve parties on TV when I decided to go to the kitchen to grab a snack. That's when I noticed someone standing in my front yard, staring at me. From far away, it kind of looked like a girl. I figured it was just my imagination, and I went back upstairs. I came back downstairs an hour later, and she was still standing there in the same spot. At this point, I was completely freaked out. I was going to call the police, and then I realized what was happening. Good one, Amanda, I thought, standing in my front yard on New Year's Eve to try to scare me. I headed to my front door and opened it. I walked toward her. Okay, you got me. I was freaked out. Now come inside. It's cold as hell out here. I was 10 feet from her when I stopped. From far, it looked like a girl, but up close, I could immediately tell that the thing wasn't human. Where hands should have been, there were claws, and it was just darkness where a face should have been. Out of fear, I dropped my phone, and when I picked it up, it read 11:59, with only 15 seconds to midnight. I immediately took off sprinting towards my house. I was almost to the door when I felt something grab me. Its claws on my leg felt like my soul was being ripped apart. I struggled to get inside. I can feel myself slipping away. I don't know if it was more adrenaline or fear, but I was able to get one last burst of energy and push my body past the door. I felt the thing let go of my leg, and I immediately slammed the door shut. I started to scream out of complete shock and fear. The next day, I contacted Amanda and I told her that I believed her. I don't blame her for putting this curse on me. You can't blame someone for not wanting to die. I just can't bring myself to put this curse on someone else. At least not yet. So, I wait in my house on New Year's Eve. It's what I've done for the past 4 years. That demon waits in my yard every New Year's, just staring, waiting for me to come outside I know I'll eventually have to go out there on New Year's and find someone to kiss. I now understand the pain Amanda felt, having to put this burden on someone else. So, if you see me on New Year's Eve at a party and want to avoid me, I'll understand, but I apologize in advance to whomever I end up kissing. I'm sorry. I just don't want to die. Ghouls, I hope you have a very happy New Year's Eve, and I hope your 2019 is full of awesomeness and spookiness and just all around good times. Here's hoping 2019 is better than 2018 because 2018 was a hot mess. So, do you ghouls have any New Year's resolutions? My resolution, I think, is going to be putting myself, not first, but remembering to treat myself and remember that I also need to, be taken care of, considering I'm, the mom, the wife, the caretaker of all the animals. Like, that's my New Year's resolution, is try to take care of myself a little bit more. But let me know your resolutions in the comments below, ghouls. And as always, the last video will be on the top left. The next video will be on the bottom left. All my social medias are on the screen as well as in the description box below. And remember, there's always someone or something watching you.